Hey guys, so I'm about to react to Inside the Life of a Crip gang member. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share so you can support me. Cause I want to get that 500 subscriber, man. So do it for me and watch my video and like my shit, please. Begging you. So I'm grinding until I can't no more. Let's get it, man.
The Crips are known to be one of the most notorious and violent gangs in all of America. The group is based in LA
Crip and Blood.
and is as old as 1969, which means that they have a ton of power in the area. The area in question is LA, although the Crips have a degree of influence in other areas as well. Stay tuned as we discuss what it's like to live as a Crips member. First up, let's talk some gang history. Who were the original Crips? Well, the gang credits their founders as Raymond Washington and Stanley Williams for getting the group together during the 1960s. Before this, the two gangs still existed.
Josh, why you put the gun next to his... Yeah, nigga, I'm gonna kill you, nigga. I think he have some ideas, you know? Why you put the gun next to his face like that? Am I tripping?
But separately on the eastern and western sides of LA. In 1969, there were a lot of gangs in the area, and they kept fighting each other, because of which many gangs started forming alliances so that they could increase their chances against some of the gang rivals. This was when Stanley Williams, who led the West Side Crips, decided to join forces with Raymond Washington, who led the East Side Crips. Most of their members were as young as 17 years old, but they were willing to team up with each other so that they could take on the neighboring gangs. There are a number of reasons why gang activity rose so much during the 50s. This was a really difficult time in history for people of color, especially in America, where segregation was still a thing, which is why black kids couldn't exactly participate in normal school activities like their white peers. For example, African-American kids couldn't join clubs such as the Boy Scouts, so they began forming their own gatherings amongst...
Young kids got guns. That's BB guns as the real guns. That's crazy. I used to have a BB gun and my mom beat my ass for it. And they threw that shit in the garbage when I was a kid. Them kids got BB guns. Can you believe that?
Amongst themselves. These kids would meet on the streets of their neighborhoods.
Shit will.
This was also a time of unemployment and
That's
poverty,
crazy.
which was why crime was at an all-time high, since people belonging to marginalized groups were affected even more after the end of the Second World War. Next up, why the color blue?
Yeah,
this is quite an interesting backstory.
Yeah, you're right. What's the color is blue and then blood is red?
Actually, the color blue has been associated with the Crips for some time now, so we're wondering, how did they end up with it? Did they choose it? Well, it all goes back to a man named Buddha, who is credited as one of the founders of the Crips. The man wasn't just known for his leadership qualities, he was also known for his outfit choices. Buddha always wore a very monochrome outfit, with blue Levi's jeans with a blue shirt. And, to top it all off, he also put on a pair of blue suspenders. He sounds like a pretty cool guy, doesn't he? Well, somebody didn't think so, because he was murdered in a shooting in 1973.
Oh.
It was after this that people started wearing a blue bandana to show their support for Buddha. And after that, the color blue just became a Crips thing. Well, around the late 1970s, the Crips were involved in a number of illegal activities. They had also split into around 40 sub-gangs, and a lot of them started fighting amongst each other, which really freaked out Washington, who had always been a fan of keeping the Crips from infighting. He didn't get a chance to do much about it, though, because in mid-1979, he was shot to death in a drive-by incident.
Damn.
The worst part is, they could never truly figure out who killed Washington, and to this day, no one knows who took his life. The Crips might have got over that, if they hadn't been left virtuously leaderless, since they'd also lost Williams to the law in early 1979. He was arrested for allegedly committing 4 murders. Williams would later be convicted of those murders, and his punishment was announced to be execution by lethal injection. He was to receive this punishment in 2005. According to a source, Williams always wanted to be the leader of the biggest gang in the world, and we think he did accomplish that before his death. After losing both their original leaders, the gang fell into disarray. Not only did they have to fight neighborhood gangs, they were also fighting each other and were splitting straight down the middle into two sides. The 1980s was a better time for the gang, because that's also when crack cocaine became a popular drug, which meant that it was an excellent business opportunity for the Crips. They began selling the drug, and gained so much money that they were able to expand to other areas of the United States. They began to grow in numbers, too, and because of their flourishing business, they were one of the largest gangs in all of the US, with almost 30,000 members nationwide. They also have a reputation for doing things just for the fun of it. For example, their members are known for stealing vehicles just to take a quick joyride, and for committing vandalism, especially with the help of graffiti. And then, of course, we have the usual robbery, larceny, and gambling. But we think they're one of the biggest gangs in the US, so it goes without saying that they'd be involved in a bunch of stuff that would guarantee major jail time. So what are the Crips up to currently? Well, they're still selling drugs, for starters, but they've also expanded their trade to the black market, specifically in the illicit firearms department. They're also involved in the usual robbery and vandalism, but they're still going pretty strong. Next up, let's talk about some of the most famous Crips members.
Yep.
First up, we have Snoop Dogg.
Snoopy-dooby-doo.
Yep, you heard that right. The rapper has always been pretty open about his link to the Crips located at Long Beach. He even mentioned them in some of his songs. We're certainly going to be listening to his discography all day, trying to figure out which of his lyrics are about his fellow gang members. Snoop has been rapping for more than 25 years now, and is probably one of the most beloved members of the music industry, so some fans might be really shocked to see that their favorite rapper is a gang member. Well, to that we say, if you know Snoop, you already know that the rapper has a fondness for drugs, especially marijuana. So which Crip division does Snoop belong to? He's known for being a member of the Rollin' 20s Crips, and has been for as long as we can remember. We don't know how true this is, but Snoop was once quoted saying, "Make America Crip again," which sounds exactly the kind of thing that Snoop would say, if we're being completely honest. Next, we have Nipsey Hussle. Also a rapper.
Rest in peace to my guy,
He's known
man.
for his affiliation with the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips. Nipsey was born in LA, which explains why he's a member. He's known for being an activist and a businessman, apart from just his musical endeavors. Sadly, he lost his life in March of 2019, and many suspect that it was as a result of gang violence. This may be a really good guess, because Hussle sustained multiple gunshot wounds, which ultimately led to his death. His fans must have been devastated because the rapper was only 33 years old. What do you guys think? Did this musician lose his life because he was a member of the Rollin' 60s? And lastly, we have Eazy-E. If you're a millennial or Gen Z, this
I got paid.
might not be as familiar for you. But
My
no
job
matter,
just
we
paid
saved
me.
the best for last. Born in the 60s, this rapper grew up at a time when the Crips were at their
I love when I get paid, man. I get so excited. I'm listening when I'm doing something while I'm reacting to this video. I get paid. Yeah, 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 yeah. I get paid. I gotta save money for my tattoo. Hold up, so let me see what bill should I pay. That is what, the 16? Yeah, I gotta pay them motherfuckers, yo. If I don't pay, my credit will go down. So
peak and slowly gaining momentum as well. He was born in California, which explains why he found himself a member of this notorious gang. But why is he so famous, though? Well, he's been nicknamed the Godfather of Gangsta Rap. That's a wrap for this video. What did you think about the way that the Crips...
what do you think, guys? If I wear red, doesn't mean I'm blood? No. No. Doesn't mean you blood, cause That's mean you not blood. Alright? So don't get this to in your head, boy. Alright? Alright. Alright guys. Rest in peace to my guy Nipsey, man. If he was here, probably making a dope song or movie. But you never know, man. So that's crazy. The good die young. Subscribe, man. Subscribe and about peace.